Yet another Secret Lair has arrived. Secret Lair Summer Superdrop is here. Jake and I, with the help of our mod Spectre, thanks Spectre, we broke down the prices of the layers, the expected value of the singles. As always with Secret Lair, it's up to you if you like it or not. We're just going to talk about the value of the cards contained within. Give me just a second to thank our Patreon for helping us on our journey to do this as our full-time jobs. And when we get back, we will fully review the Summer Super Secret Super Lair Super Drop.
Highest level of gratitude to our patrons who power the channel through Patreon. Check out the Patreon link in the description to learn about monthly giveaways, VIP Discord access, and even our official playmat.
Let's take a look at it. We'll go all the way to the bottom and start where we always start, right here at the bottom. 30 for the non-foil, 40 for the foil. Jake, this is 10 mountains.
So I read this. This has to do with the dude from the Mountain Goats. He's one of the, what is he, the lead singer? He's
Correct.
A big...
He is the Mountain Goat.
Gathering. He's the Mountain Goat. He's the mountain greatest of all time. Really fun kind of folk music and stuff. But he got to pick the artists. He got to pick where the plane was set. But yeah, it's just some mountains. They're extended art. Thank God they are. Otherwise, this would be a travesty. It'd be way worse. So at least they have this aesthetic that extends over the frame that we've seen for some time, and it does give them a unique look. Another thing that's cool about this is, say you have a mono red deck and you're like, well, I need 18 mountains in that deck,
right?
I could just get 2 of these.
You could just pay $60
$60 for my land base.
Get your mana base taken care of.
Sure.
One easy click. Easy click, chat.
If it's a $600 or $1,000 deck, putting $60 in might not be something that, somebody thinks much about. But I mean, yeah, it's basic lands. So, we've said for years, that we've been doing these, or at least a couple years since Secret Lair's been out, that you can get mountains for free. You can go to the local game store and get mountains. Basic land is abundant. They just want you to be able to play the game. And so these are purely aesthetic, as we say with all Secret Lair products. Does it speak to you? Is the art something that resonates? Is it a card that you like? Is it your commander in a unique art treatment that's like, I just have to have it? That's kind of who this product is for. That's how Secret Lair has evolved.
He wrote, John Darnielle, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. He created the art descriptions, like Jake said. Set the cards on Lorwyn, created the art descriptions, hand-selected artists, reviewed the art. And then he wrote the flavor text that happened across all 10 mountains. There is a part of me that wants, these to be the 36 basic mountains, or somewhere in between 30 and 36 basic mountains in my mono red commander deck. I don't really want to spend $90 on the mana base for a deck that I was like, oh hell yeah, it's a monocolor deck. The mana base isn't going to be terrible. But I could see, getting one of these, this being a run of 10 lands in there.
Yeah.
Finding,
when you think about it,
2 other sets or something of lands that can fill out the rest.
I mean, you could, for example, if you wanted to, you could get the foil full art basics from Zendikar Rising or Battle for Zendikar, which I think are going to be comparable in price, which are going to be around $3 a foil.
Yeah.
So I do think that this was appropriately priced. I mean, the foil one is what, 40? So you could get a foil extended art mana base for cheaper if you wanted to just go out and buy some full art foils. Those are no longer that expensive. You could make a cool looking mana base for much cheaper. It's just if you like these mountains. They do have cool art. I mean, it's a bunch of new mountains with new art that only exist here. So yeah, it's interesting.
Looking at the next one, the Stars Gaze Back. $29.99. We got them 30 and 40 for the foil non-foil. We got Flamekin Harbinger. We got Omnath, Locus of Rage. We got Risen Reef. And we got Voice of Resurgence. The art on these, pretty dope.
Pretty sweet.
Looking at the foil prices of these, This is a really good one if you're looking for these cards in foil, especially if you're looking for a Reef or an Omnath.
Yeah.
The singles price of them, The foils looks pretty good. $54 to the $40. Not too bad. And you got cool art here.
One thing that we should mention for anybody who's either watching this now or might be watching it in the future, no Secret Lair product really just bottoms out. Most of them at least like hold the base price that you pay for them. So one thing about Secret Lair is it does seem to be low risk after all this time. It's like if you buy one of these and keep it sealed, like it ends up being pretty good.
The art style on this one is going to be very divisive. It's going to be, you know, do you like it? Do you not? This is a pretty extreme example of stepping away from traditional fantasy realism. And so
it's very different. Yeah.
Yeah. Just the difference in the art style here is going to pull some people to these.
I like the color palette more than I like the subject matter.
Yeah.
I think is interesting to say, but definitely how I feel when I look at this.
For sure. About $8 for the non-foil value there. Not a ton of value. Let's look at Ryan Alexander Lee, and we'll take it to Scryfall real fast just to look at what Lee has done before. Snapcaster Mage from Modern Masters, Spectral Ward, Fraying Sanity.
Cool.
So this is where you might know Ryan Alexander Lee from. Look at that Iridescent Angel. Such a good piece. Such an unplayable card. Imprison in the Moon, top commander removal. Interesting cards up there. Ryan Alexander Lee. With these, typically the artist gets to choose which cards within reason. Ryan Alexander Lee did Nemesis of Reason, which that is awesome looking.
The art is amazing. The card is something that has been a meme for a very long time.
You remember this card technically beat us in Vegas in a two-headed giant match. Remember they just kept attacking and milling and we missed an infinite. Gaia's Blessing, really cool take on this card. Sorcery though, I always with these secret layers, dude, I don't really want sorceries and instants or like fetches, you know? I want to be able to like, I love permanence for secret layers just because it is something that I specifically paid money to pimp out. And so it's disappointing when I be like, Gaia's Blessing Secret Lair Edition.
And it just goes to the yard.
And that's
but
it.
When it does, it actually gets shuffled in.
Yep. Don't show that to the mill player.
Yeah.
Twilight Prophet. Very cool take on this one. I don't really see a vampire in this art. But, you know, it could just be a different take. And the eyes,
some eyeballs though,
dude, dropping into the water, and the cleric here is like blindfolded, blind seer kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. And then World Spine Worm, always a cool take when you got like the hero in the foreground and the giant thing that it's facing in the background. We've seen this kind of shot a lot in media over the last 5 to 10, maybe even longer than that. But World Spine Worm, it's a fun card. And then you also got the worm token, which I think is an excellent inclusion. And the art on this token,
pretty sweet. Pretty gnarly.
Through an entire planet right there.
That seems like it would be more than just a 5/5 with trample. TBH.
It's a very small planet.
Yeah, it's a very small planet where one little family lives there.
Looking at value on this one, you got 22. Your Twilight Prophet and your World Spine Worm are your two hits. Also, your two hits in foil here. Twilight Prophet and World Spine in foil, doing some work there. So this one's kind of an interesting one so far. The layer itself, like, is this foil pricing a new way for them to try and get us to buy the $40 pack instead of the $30 pack? Next up, we've got Bad to the Bones, art by Ryan Quickfall. Got a Bottomless Pit, Necrogen Mists, Reassembling Skeleton, Tiny Bones, Trinket Thief, and Gaia Reach Sanitarium.
This is an easy buy for me. Just right out the gate. I don't have a Tiny Bones, and Reassembling Skeleton's one of my old favorite cards. I love the art, love the colors. This is just, even though I know that the value isn't there. Necrogen Mist, that's a card I don't have as well. So this is just, yeah, easy pickup.
I love this art, man. It looks like it's right out of a comic book. It is. I mean, the cards are good. Necrogen Mists. This is one. It's not going to make you any friends, especially in the deck that is doing these types of things.
No, it's a brutal. It's like these cards are for a brutal deck.
Right.
100%.
But you know what is also sweet, super sweet, is that all 5 of these cards are immediately playable in a Tiny Bones deck. All 5 of these are relevant in a Tiny Bones deck and arguable to play. Not terrible choices, especially if it's just 5 slots. And so you've got an entire Secret Lair here that can slot into one commander deck, give you the commander and 4 cards. Done and done.
See, when I was glancing through and I saw Muxus and I saw Tiny Bones and I saw like some Jumpstart reprints in here earlier without seeing the numbers, I was like, oh, these actually look amazing, because the art is what really hooks you on these. There's some really popping colors, popping art. It just, I mean, they all really stand out. And so, yeah, I mean, I really like this one, even though I know the value isn't great.
Yeah, value-wise, looking at Bad to the Bones, it's closer. It's closer than
for
some,
me,
than like the Stars Gaze back.
For the non-foil. Yeah, man, those cards are just like, Reassembling Skeleton is a great cube card as well.
Yeah. After Bad to the Bones, we got the return of one of my favorite Secret Lair artists, just kind of across the board, and that's Wizard of Barge.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah.
And dude,
I thought so, dude. So this is going to be a pickup for you, right?
Well, the thing is, Jake, is I've been asking them and tweeting at Wizard of Barge, like, let's get another Secret Lair going. But I want it to be more cards in the color identity of Mimeoplasm, where I could combine the 2 layers and have 10 cards with my commander and 9 that would fit into all one commander deck, and that'd be my Wizard of Barge commander deck. I've even tweeted at Wizard of Barge about being like,
I think you're gonna have to do a 5-color deck that's like
something Secret
something,
Lair deck.
And then you can put all of them together in there.
But yeah, these do not fit into my Mimeoplasm deck this time around. Wizard of Barge is going goblins, and honestly, I like the choice. The attack, the power and toughness box down here being a goblin head, inspired. The palette, the art, you're either gonna like.
Goblin Matron is so good.
Goblin Matron, Recruiter. You got Muxus acting like the king of the Gobos right there.
That card is insane. Yeah. I had no idea that Muxus got so cheap, dude. Yeah. I had no idea that it had bottomed out in price.
Oh, yeah. Dude, the thing is, I look at this card and I go, hell yeah. This is exactly what I want my Secret Lairs to be. Now, I say that, and I look at cards like Scarab God. The difference here and the illegibility of the text is really tough on me. I like the attempt. Looking at these 2 cards, like you glance at them and you're like, yeah, there's not a lot different. But look at how this one has that designed space for the text to go.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was very intentional.
I hate that this card was included. This card bums me out so much.
Why is that?
Well, Shattergang Brothers just sucks.
To play against?
I mean, it's fine. It's just not worth anything.
It's a good commander. It's a fun commander to play. Great sacrifice outlet.
It is a legendary creature, so yeah, I mean, I guess it is a pretty blingin' version of it, you could say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're going to go Shattergang Brothers, I'm pretty sure this is the first different art that we've gotten for Shattergang. Yeah. Your
Matt
choices are going to be the foil etched in this one.
My eyes.
Yeah, it does. It was a tough one. It was a tough one. Because you want to be like, hell yeah, I love how different it is. But then you're like, I also need to be able to read it. But this one, dude, Wizard of Barge, if you do happen to watch any media about yourself,
I would
Thank
have
you for
cut
this.
Shatter Gang and done Siege Gang.
Well, here I love the inclusion of Shatter Gang because it invites me to the lair, because like I don't really play constructed goblins, or I don't really play goblins, period. For some reason I'm a mono red player who's never really played goblins. I don't know where that came from. I'm more of a lightning bolt kind of guy. I think I'm more of a Rakdos guy. Let's be honest.
They're more of a meme, dude. I mean, they're good. There's like 8 whack and there's some good goblin decks, but like they are more of a meme. Really, I mean, if you're gonna play burn, like goblin burn versus like red burn, like in modern, or like red white burn, it just it's. I don't know why you would pick goblins. But
you
in
were
Commander,
trying to make the case that goblins was better than red white burn, and I was like,
no, I would just go with I would just go with straight burn to the face. Yeah, it
would have been nice to get Dockside in that Shatter Gang slot, Bobby. That's a really good point. That's a really good point.
Z.
Maybe we should have just put Dockside in there. Value on these. You're breaking even because of Goblin Lackey being a $20 card right now. Goblin Lackey, looking at the reprint history of that one, if I can type at all, you've got your vintage.
What's annoying about it is it's banned in modern. Not banned, but not legal.
Notably, interestingly, the last time we got Goblin Lackey was in
a Secret Lair.
A Secret Lair drop.
Yeah, it's a legacy card.
Card
it's
number
just
20.
Like, it's cool because if you hit with it, you can put a goblin from your hand onto the battlefield, but yeah, it's a legacy card.
Past that, you got Goblin Recruiter and Muxus potentially able to be purchased in foil, and that will be the first time that they have appeared in foil. Death is temporary, metal is forever. When I saw the title of this Secret Lair, I was expecting another run of metal movie posters, and I was super excited. But then I saw what we got, and I was still pretty jazzed. These are cool. The frame treatments, I wish, kind of matched the art, but I bet that when they were playing around with the art design of this, having something that is all black and white, even with the depth of black that they've achieved with some of these pieces in some of these spots, that is not easy to make this text pop without a 50% transparent box on which that text can sit. Just speaking as someone who has designed a few thumbnails in my day, getting that text to pop off of here was probably impossible without the traditional frame. But Sir Conrad the Grim looking scarier, spookier than he's ever looked. I cannot tell you how much I want this card in particular from this set. We've also got Underworld Dreams, which like Mark Riddick.
I mean, that's an amazing card. I love that card and have for a long time.
But this demons popping out of a man and his horse. Yeesh.
Kind of reminds me of The Thing. This is some scary shit right here.
Yeah, this one's
is pretty crazy.
Goblin or some kind of zombie sorcerer. Waste Not is an interesting one, y'all, because when you look at Waste Not, you got M15, you got Commander. Which one was this? 14? 16. You got Commander 16, and then this is Arena, so this doesn't count. And then you got this one. So like scarcity high, playability in a discard deck
super high,
necessary. So that's a pretty cool pull.
That card right there, I got a foil playset of it years ago when that set came out, and one of them's Korean, and they stopped making Korean foils. I need to look up if it's worth anything.
I bet it is.
Waste Not is a good card. It's a strong card.
This one does play with Tiny Bones. That's correct, Wyatt. Wheel of Misfortune. Cool. And then you got Nekusar. This one to me,
good commander.
I've been very vocal about what I like out of Secret Lairs. I like legendary creatures and cool new treatments because they can be your commander and you get to have them on the table and look at them the entire time. And this is that. It's a good commander. It's a sweet treatment of a good commander. Is this the first time we're getting Nekusar in that legendary frame? That's actually not irrelevant. Nope. We got it in Commander Masters. In Commander Legends.
Yep, Commander Legends.
As one of the options for the etched Commander set. You can see it 529. That was over the main set. Second time, so we're getting the legendary frame for the second time. but it's the first brand new art for Nekusar. You know, really like these pieces across the board. Mark Riddick, you know, just such a fan of these pieces.
I really like this one too. There's like 3 in here that I want.
I'm the closest on buying this one. This is the closest I've gotten to wanting one out of this one. And then we got a little bit of a sigh here. These are from the new set.
Look at how cute. Look at he's holding the ring up.
Yeah.
So cute.
Let me show you one thing real fast. Slip on the ring is a common. Gandalf, friend of the Shire.
I like that they gave us a reprint of Slip on the Ring. That's good.
Uncommon, and it already has 3 different versions with a 4th version looking at the play promo. And now we've got a 5th version of a brand new uncommon. A brand new uncommon that was just printed. We're up to
Max
5
has it right.
different
Max says for
versions.
fans only. For fans only. That's what this says.
5 versions of this card already.
This is for the Lord of the Rings completionist that wants to make sure that they got the Secret Lair. This one could be one that's so absolutely underbought that it ends up being the most expensive one, and it's just some poopy poop.
I don't even think so, man. Like, I get it. I get what you're saying. The thought, I'm on board with you. But this uncommon? Did even one rare make it into that layer? No, man. Here's Shire Terrace. Last one in the set. It's a common. Pay 1. Sack it. Search your library for a basic land. Put it on the battlefield tapped.
All right. Are you ready, dude? This Secret Lair is absolute booty cheddar.
Worse than.
The secret card in it is the One Ring.
Yeah, looking at that one, it's tough to look at the pricing chart for that More Adventures in Middle-earth. An alternate, the One Ring. How many One Rings are we up to right now? We're up to 5 versions of the One Ring so far.
But don't you think it could have just been in there? Don't you think they could just put it in there? I mean, it is that bad. They know that people are going to be like, you know what? They might just be trolling the followers at this point. They're going to be like, you know what? We're going to make that terrible Lord of the Rings thing. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pull a freaking whammy on them and give them something insane in the secret slot. I would imagine that. I mean, it just, that one, that sucks. It's all commons and uncommons.
I'm trying to see
it's pretty bad.
If there's like an iconic shot from Bakshi's Lord of the Rings.
Of the ring
itself. But the biggest ones I'm seeing are the Gandalf we've seen with the sword down and he's pointing. It's the cover art. Mm-hmm. This shot here. Mm-hmm. We've seen this shot where Frodo's holding the ring up over his eye. That's iconic. But
I mean,
maybe it's a Nazgul. Maybe it's 9 Nazgul in the. I mean, the Nazgul are pretty creepy in that one.
I mean, we always talk about how they acknowledge the secondary market with their picks. They always make sure that it's like just on or like way ridiculously under. And so this one seems like it's super under. So maybe they balance it out. I don't know. We'll see. But I do kind of see what you're saying. I didn't realize that they were picking iconic shots. Because I see that one shot of him holding the ring in front of his face like over and over again.
Right. But, I mean, the rest of them aren't like, that's just the Shire, and that's just Galadriel over the mirror. So.
Oh, 9 Nazgul would have been a great Secret Lair, yeah.
All 9 Nazgul would have been cool. But yeah, I mean, as far as pricing goes, y'all, this one's tough. Non-foil. Singles price. You got to pay $209.93 to get all of the layers, and you will get $101.25 worth of singles. That's tough.
Yeah, for me,
foil is $279 to $243, so it's closer, but the foil multiplier is is bent along a curve that I think we all know what I'm talking about. So, you know, if you're going to get these and they're going to be too pringly to play, is that foil multiplier actually what we're looking for?
Elijah Wood One Ring secret card market.
Oh, man.
Yeah, if it was just a pic of Elijah Wood holding the ring.
If it was this shot, it needs to be this shot right here. This one of Frodo reaching up for the ring in the bar when he stumbles and falls onto his finger for the first time. This 100%. One's a tough one, y'all. You really got to like the art on this one. They are seeing what works. I saw Randy say it earlier. They are literally just testing at this point to see, do we absolutely need single value? Because they've gotten so good at making it $30 value, but this one they just don't care.
And the death is temporary. I will probably get those 3 in non-foil. Death is temporary,
Goblin and Squabblin, and Bad to the Bones.
Yeah, because they're all tribes that I like. You know, I've liked Tiny Bones. It's a card that I never got. It was super scarce. I never circled back around to getting it.
Yeah, the first Jumpstart product.
Yeah, but for me, I love the art on all 3 of those.
Yeah.
And Goblins is something that I could put every single one of those Goblins back in my Goblin deck if I ever remade it. And then, I mean, I do like the mountains, but it's just, you know, ridiculous.
Yep. Summer Superdrop, y'all. You've got 60 days and 3 hours to go and get this one. We'll do what we've started doing with the last Superdrop, which is on, like, you know, whatever the stream falls closest to the end of this, we'll go back through and look at the prices of these then and see how it compares to $209 purchased for $101 worth of value for the non-foil single prices. And we'll see if any of those prices on those singles come down significantly just based on the fact that you can go and purchase them for 60 days for $30 for 5 cards.
Entire days.
You get 5 cards in every single one of these. Oh, Stars Gaze back, you get 4. Yeah. Except for you get 4 commons and uncommons in the Middle Earth one.